Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Chinnist. Today is July 26th, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. Back in town, I was out in Jamaica for about a week. Great time. Of course, when I was out there the day before I came back, found out that Chester from Lincoln Park, committed suicide. Lincoln Park is in my top 10 of all-time favorite bands, man. I was all over new metal when it came out, mixing hip-hop with heavy metal, which has always been my favorite genre. So yeah, man, truly going to miss that guy. So wondering if Lincoln Park's going to move on or not, or if they're going to continue. So yeah. So I have my haul here of 19 different titles. So kicking it off, we have Cannibal. So Cannibal has been a great title so far. The the action, the dialogue is great. I've always been a zombie lover, and this is not really zombies. This is got a little bit different take on zombies, to where they're sentient, they know what's going on, but they just can't really control themselves from eating other people. They could talk and everything, so you really can't tell if they're a cannibal or not. Unlike zombies, you can clearly tell if they're alive or they're not. So yeah, man, great dialogue, great action to go along with it. I think you had a little bit of a flashback in the last issue, kind of let you know what happened to one of the main girls here. So yeah, man, Cannibal, if you like zombies, I would check this one out. Okay, next up we have Redneck by Donny Cates. Man, I've enjoyed quite a bit of titles from Donny Cates so far. I think there's like one or two I did not, but man, great writer, man. That's I guess really emerging, becoming popular now at this point in time. So Redneck has been pretty good so far. I think it's only number 3. I'm sorry, number 4. And so you have vampires living among us. I think the humans are unaware, and they're surviving by drinking cow's blood instead of hunting down humans. And apparently you have different vampire clans are kind of living in close proximity, and I guess you're having like a family feud, so to speak. So yeah, great dialogue, great action. People die right off the bat. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun title. I think this is ongoing. I don't think this is a limited series to my knowledge. But yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. Looking to see where Donnie takes this one. Okay, next up, Shirtless Bear Fighter. So, I was really anticipating number 1 to come out. And, I was hoping for the best, because I did not really like American Karate too much. And I kind of thought this was a little reminiscent of that. But man, number 1 blew me away. I gave it a 5 out of 5. The comedy is freaking phenomenal. I love this comedy. If you like Venture Brothers type of comedy, I think that you would like this, in my opinion. So to go along with the phenomenal comedy, we also have great artwork. I'd put this like a 4.25 out of 5 in my opinion. So man, great title. Man, this completely took me by shock. I had no clue that I would have loved that number 1 so much. So I am highly anticipating reading through this number 2. I think this is going to go at the top of my stack, to tell you the truth. So yeah, Shirtless Bear Fighter. Check it out. Okay, next up, Secret Empire number 7. So I kind of recalled, I thought this was really going to be a just a 7-issue miniseries. I guess I just found out today that this is going to, at some point in time, Marvel made a decision to bump it out to 10 issues in this Secret Empire. So, that really takes me by surprise. I don't understand how, such a huge crossover event like this is not completely preconceived. To where the story is 100% before pen even touches paper. So that highly surprised me when I found that out today. But so yeah, so overall, Secret Empire, is okay. I would suggest to pick it up and read it so far. From what I've seen, I'm hoping for the best when it finishes up, and I guess Marvel is too. I guess if they're going to just get right on the fly, if that's the case. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I enjoy the premise. There's been a couple twists in there for the past 2 issues now. I'm not going to give it away, but man, I do enjoy Secret Empire. I'd say pick it up. I don't know about all the crossovers. I haven't gone too far out of the main title, but enjoy it so far. Okay, this was another surprise hit to me, the NMormals. So I've enjoyed quite a bit from Aftershock, to tell you the truth. Almost every title I've picked up by them I've really enjoyed. So, not to give too much away, I think, just from reading the back that these are actually cyborgs. They're androids, and they have, complete past memories, from parents to, they knew where they grew up, what high schools they went to. But, so you have an entire family, you have a husband, wife, and 2 kids. Come to find out, it's a complete lie. They've been programmed. They run into one of the professors who was, I guess, one of the lead professors that was all part of this project here. And you come to find out in this last issue that they've gone beyond their programming. They have basically AI at this point in time. So this has gotten really interesting, in my opinion. Great action, great dialogue. If you like the sci-fi type of world, I would suggest picking up the Normals. So I saw number 1 still on the shelf, so yeah, go pick it up. Okay, yet another surprise hit to me. I picked up Nan Wolf number 1. I did buy Albatross. I did not think I would enjoy it as much as what I did, but man, I thought this title was pretty cool. So, one of the things, I didn't really enjoy the artwork, just at first glance at the number 1, but understanding the storyline, this artwork is great. It really complements the storyline, in my opinion. One of the loopholes in the storyline, from what I thought was, how the hell did this guy go all the way through training and then find out that he's a werewolf or become a werewolf while in Vietnam? I would have assumed that he would have became a werewolf, during full moon or something while training. And, so come to find out, the government actually knows about the monsters living in the United States, and they actually select them and they use them in the war that they get into. So, yeah, so this one's pretty good. So, this guy has become going from like an animalistic werewolf to controlling it, and he's had a squadron when he first got inserted into Vietnam, and now the squadron got captured and he's on a rescue mission. So man, this has been really good. Great dialogue. You kind of feel for the guy for what he's going through, and the government using him and things of that nature. Great title. I never thought this title would be as entertaining as what it is. So I think it finishes up right here. This is the finale. I think it's only a 4-issue number 4. So yeah, short run, but man, great stuff in my opinion. Pick up the trade whenever it comes out. Next up, Go-Go Power Rangers. I grew up watching Power Rangers, loved it. I grew up with Voltron, and this kind of like was a hodgepodge of all my childhood, growing up from karate to Voltron. So yeah, interested in seeing, what else they have on the Power Ranger side. I picked up, the 2 other titles that Boom has come out with so far. I did enjoy the Justice League crossover that they did. I thought that was a pretty cool storyline. So yeah, looking to see yet another reboot. What are they going to do here? So yeah, I'll read through number 1. If I enjoy it, I'll pick up number 2. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Next up, Edge of Venomberse. Really enjoyed number 1 with X-23 Laura. Number 2 was with Gwenpool. And I'm not too much of a Gwenpool fan, so I kind of skimmed over number 2. I am a Ghost Rider fan. I don't pick it up normally, but I do enjoy the crossovers that Ghost Rider has been in the past. So yeah, looking forward to see, it's kind of like you have all these heroes and you kind of see the origin story of how they came into contact with the symbiote on their world. And of course, this is going to come into like another title to where it, kind of brings everyone together. But the origin stories so far have been pretty interesting in my opinion, so I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, if you're a Venom fan, you have to go get this title. You have to. So yeah, Edge of Venomverse. Next up, Cable. Yet another surprise to me. I picked up number 1 just to have a number 1. I picked up a few variants as well as a couple incentives when the number 1 came out. And, I had no intention of picking up as an ongoing series, but after I read through number 1, oh man, it really caught me. I have not really read through X-Men and Cable specifically since, the late 90s. And I guess I completely forgot like how much of a badass he actually was. And the first 2 issues like really demonstrates like all his powers, close combat, his telekinesis. Oh man, it's great. So if you're a mutant lover and you haven't read Cable in a while, or you never gave Cable a shot, man, this has been a great, exciting, fun title. Great artwork to go along with it. I would give this one maybe a 3.75 out of 5. So yeah, Cable, number 3. Yet another surprise hit. So this is Crosswind number 2. Number 1 came out, man, it seemed like it was not a month ago. It seemed like it was only like 3 weeks ago, maybe 2. But yeah, great premise. This is kind of like a Freaky Friday type of situation. And what happens is you have a guy swap through supernatural type of ritual, but their minds swap. So the woman is in the guy's body and vice versa. So a little bit of comedies in there, good dialogue, good action, very thrilling so far. So I want to see how the guy treats the woman's body and vice versa, because I think they're kind of start getting into it here. But yeah, Crosswind. So I want to see where this one goes, or Crosswind. I'd like to see where this one, what Gail Simone takes this one. Okay, next up, Fantomah. So I normally would not have picked this one up, to tell you the truth. And this was by Chapter House. I think this was like a low publication run here. But the owner of one of my LCSs actually showed me her origin, and I forgot what that title was. But, it had artwork from like the 40s type of situation. Great comedy that was in there, and I was able to see like her origin story, and I think this kind of like reboots it in a sense. So yeah, Fantomah, she has supernatural power. She kind of goes from like a regular woman to this superhero who looks like death, I guess. But yeah, interested in seeing how number 1 gets kicked off, see if I want to pick this one up or not, by Chapter House. Okay, Flash. This, as I said in my last video, this has been an awesome run, man. Flash has been, I think, one of my most favorite DC titles that are out there. Great action, it's been good almost all the way through, from the Rebirth all the way to number 27-ish, where we are. Yeah, 27. So yeah, this one finishes off this Running Scared story arc here, which has been great. So you have Reverse Flash fighting Flash, Barry, and Future here, in this issue. And so in the last issue, it was great. You got to see Iris and Barry, as a older couple, and kind of see what, or I guess, little glimpses of how their past lives went. But yeah, man. So obviously, Reverse Flash is back alive again from the Button series, and I guess he's, you could never really truly kill him because he goes throughout all time. So man, this one finishes it off. Flash has killed Reverse Flash, of course, in the past. So I'm wondering how this one ends up. I'm thinking he's going to try to kill him again. But yeah, I think this may be my second issue that I read through after Shirtless Bear Fighter. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. Okay, next up, Justice League of America, JLA. So this is, I think, number 2 of Curse of the King Butcher, which they introduced this new character here. I think he came from the Ray's World, or his title. So yeah, this is the last one was average, and I kind of flipped through this one while I was waiting in line at my LCS. But man, this one seemed like it had quite a bit of action all the way through. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this issue here. I've been on the fence on JLA. At first, I really enjoyed it, and then it got had a little bit of a lull, but it started to get a little bit more intriguing again. So yeah, since this one was all action, really looking forward to reading this one as well. So yeah, JLA. Okay, Plastic number 4. This title just kind of blew me away. I did not think... I knew what the premise was, I kind of knew what the storyline was, but man, I did not think this guy was as, I guess, psychotic as what he is. And what's interesting about this is you just want to see what he does next. He's kind of like the Joker in a sense. So to go along with this, crazy storyline to where he has a sex doll, you have like a group of guys kind of like steal her for a little bit, or I'm sorry, yeah, they stole her, and he's out on revenge. And man, this guy just kills without a whim. This guy is great. So to go along with that, you have awesome artwork, and this artwork is way up there on the detail side. I give this like a 4.75 out of 5. This artwork and this storyline is phenomenal, guys. You really need to check this one out. So, Plastic number 4. All right, Teen Titans. So this has been a pretty good story arc so far. So they're reintroducing or rebooting Aqualad into the Rebirth world at this point in time. So he's kind of learning his powers. He has a different history from what he has had in the past DC titles. So of course, as everyone knows, Black Manta is actually his father. So you have a hero who has a father who was, obviously a evil evil guy. So this has been pretty fun. So he's he's just joined the team. He's learning his powers. He was one of my favorites when it came from the cartoon side of things. So yeah, really interested in seeing how this one kind of ends up. He's a great addition. They did change his I guess his character a little bit when they rebooted him, but it's been pretty good so far. So yeah, Teen Titans, man, great title. And I actually enjoy Teen Titans more than Champions at this point in time. Great title, guys. Okay, Weapon X. Great story arc. I've been, all over this Weapons of Mutant Destruction. Man, great stuff. So at this point in time, they already have Amadeus Cho's DNA, and they're trying to make 2 different versions of him. Trying to combine his DNA with adamantium to make this person like the ultimate killing machine. So they're able to get 2 volunteers at this point in time, and the lab is trying to make the 2 alpha and beta Hulks here at this point in time. So you have the good guys, Old Man Wolverine, and some of the other people trying to stop this from taking place. So man, great action, great dialogue, great storyline, man. Y'all gotta check this one out. Weapons of Mutant Destruction, check it all out. I've gone through all the crossovers, great stuff. Okay, so next up we have Man OWar. So when XO first came out, I think I picked it up, wasn't really too interested, and kind of put it down. This is like early in the 90s. But, I actually picked up, I think, Volume 1 when it was kind of rebooted. Man, I fell in love with that. So I kind of gave XO another shot, and I started going through all the volumes once Valiant kind of rebooted him. Loved it, man. XO is one of my new favorite characters that are out there, and I've loved almost everything from the Valiant world that Valiant's been kind of putting out. Very high quality stuff. They don't kind of dilute their titles at this point in time. But man, they really got it going right now. So yeah, XO is great. It kind of has like this fantasy type of artwork that really complements a lot of the sword fighting type of fight scenes that kind of happens. So yeah, great stuff. This, you kind of feel like this comes out of like heavy metal, like straight out of it. So yeah, Man OWar, I would give it a shot if you have not yet. So yeah, XO. Okay, next up we have XMen Blue, and of course this is a Secret Empire tie-in. I think this is the second one. So on the first tie-in that they had, man, I must have missed something in the original title because I was completely lost. They were like kind of plugged in, they were already on the run. I must have missed something in the storyline somewhere, but nonetheless, the last one was pretty decent. I'm really more on the XMen Gold side right now of being my favorite, but nonetheless, Secret Empire's been okay. I'm looking forward to see how it affects the Blue team here. So yeah, XMen Blue. Okay, last up we have Faith and the Future Force. So again, another Valiant title. I really love Valiant. I really enjoyed Faith. I enjoy all the Harbinger side. I enjoy the Psiot, powers that this world has produced. So I finally found out Faith's origin from going back to the very beginning of Harbinger. Great stuff. I really enjoy her character. She's younger, a little bit more hip. Great comedy that's out there. This artwork looks pretty good for this title, so I know that she's going to be going back and forth in time. I think something happens to humanity somewhere in the future. They need to go fight something to keep human existence alive. So yeah, enjoy Faith. You have some new characters here that she's going to be fighting with, but yeah, great stuff. So that's going to be it for this week's brand new haul. Again, should you like what you see here, please like and subscribe. Talk to you later.